What's going on, guys? Aero here, and welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, I want to talk to you guys a little bit more about Pokémon Sword and Pokémon Shield. Now ever since the official reveal for the 8th generation Pokemon games, every single day there's always some new leak or rumor or whatever you want to call it that comes up online, and I know so many of you guys send these to me on Twitter and you're always like, Aero, cover this, talk about this, give your thoughts on it, and you guys know I don't cover every single leak or rumor that comes under the sun. I'll only cover something on the channel if it falls under two things. The first one being is that there's actually something credible to it or something that makes this rumor or leak seem believable, so I'll cover it if it falls under that. And then the second one is that there's actually something genuinely very interesting about this rumor or something like that I want to really discuss with you guys and give you guys my thoughts on it. And so that's what we have here. We actually have something that's very interesting. I think it's probably fake though, most likely, but it's something that's so cool, and just the potential of it being true in Pokemon Sword and Shield could get me very excited, and I really want to talk to you guys about it. But before we get started, I do want to let you guys know that I am giving away a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC Fighters Pass, and so if you want to have a chance to have every single DLC character in Smash Bros. Ultimate, then definitely be sure to enter my giveaway. There should be a link down below in the description, but if it doesn't come up there, just click on the pinned comment. I'll have it there as well, and then you can enter for a chance to win. But yeah, this potential leak or rumor is most likely fake, but I really do want to give you guys my thoughts on it and discuss with you guys, so yeah, let's take a look at it. Alright, so the first thing that it says here is can't state his position as I don't want him to be found, but take the information that I've received from a trusty source to heart. See you guys soon. Now I've said this earlier in the video, don't trust this information, don't believe it's real, it's probably not, but the only reason I'm talking about it is because the content that this leak has is something so interesting and something that would make Pokemon Sword and Shield amazing. Alright, so it says here that there's a trailer coming next week on March 13th showing off 3 new Pokemon. Once again, I don't buy this at all. A Shoebill, a Spider, and a Kitten. That's all I know for that. I was also given a little bit of information around the games themselves. Now, if we are going to be getting a new trailer that shows off 3 new Pokemon, it's almost certain that the 3 new Pokemon are going to be like the regional rodent for the region, like the Rattata or like that Pat Rat that we find at the early route, the regional bird like the Pidgey or the Tailo for the region, and then the regional bug, which is like the Suwaddle or the Caterpie for the region. Now it says here that we're going to be getting a Shoebill Pokemon, and a Shoebill is a type of bird, so maybe that is like the regional bird for the Galar region. I mean, I was looking it up with some of my friends, and it seems that the UK's national bird is actually the robin, but I guess a robin Pokemon has already been done with Fledgling, so a Shoebill would make a ton of sense. And then there's also apparently a spider Pokemon, so that's probably going to be like the early bug Pokemon that you find in the beginning of the game. Now this last one is really the one that kind of confuses me, because it says that there's going to be a Kitten Pokemon, and I mean both of the other 2 Pokemon are like the early ones that we find in the game, like the early bird and then the early bug, but is the Kitten really going to be like that Route 1 Pokemon that we just find? Like, is there like stray cats or whatever in the UK like all over so that people just think of that as like a common thing to find? Because I don't know, I don't live in the UK, but maybe that's what the case is. Usually it's always like a rodent that we have, like a rat or a mouse or something like that, but maybe in fact it is going to be a kitten. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and find out. Alright, so now's when we get into the crazy stuff, and it says here that there's going to be 2 professors, one that studies the offensive capabilities of Pokemon, while the other studies the defensive capabilities, and this would also make a lot of sense. I mean, obviously with Pokemon Sword, a sword is an offensive weapon, so that's probably going to have an offensive professor, and then with Pokemon Shield, a shield is a defensive weapon, so you're probably going to have a defensive professor. So this would definitely be something pretty unique, having a different professor depending on which version of the game that you get. Now if we keep reading, it says here that regional variants are going to return and are going to be known as Galaran forms for the anniversary of Johto Pokemon. Shuckle becomes offensive and gets a whole bunch of multi-hitting moves. Hoot Hoot evolves in this region and becomes a more offensive snow owl that shoots out icicle spears, and Snubbull becomes more defensive but more heroic in blue, and I'm sure there's going to be many more. Now having regional variants or Alola forms in Gen 7 was pretty cool, but I've said this before, I would much rather have them just make a whole bunch of unique, original new Pokemon that we've never seen before, than to just make a couple new Pokemon and take a couple older Pokemon and add new forms and designs for them. Like, I would much rather have them just make a whole bunch of creative new Pokemon that we've never seen before, so hopefully that's what turns out to be the case. Like, I really don't want them to make only 60 new Pokemon for Gen 8, and then to have like 40 Pokemon from the Johto region be like turned into new regional variants. I would much rather have just a whole bunch of new Pokemon for Gen 8, so hopefully they decide to do a good mixture of both. Alright, so this next part is really the one that I'm so excited for, because it's really the one that made me make this entire video. And if we take a look, it says here that the games take place 6 years after Pokemon X and Y, with several new story differences once you traverse back to the Kalos region post-game. So they're already saying that Kalos is going to be post-game, and just having that in general would be so much fun. But it says here that Ramos has retired, and if you remember, Ramos was one of the gym leaders. I think he was like the 4th one. He was like a grass gym leader. Trevor, if you remember, was one of your friends who traveled with you in X and Y. He is now the grass gym leader instead of Ramos. He has a Trevenant on his team apparently. Bonnie, if you remember, Bonnie was Clement's younger sister, I'm pretty sure, and she's going to be older now and is a part of the electric. She is the electric gym leader now in Lumio City, and Clement has now moved into the Elite Four, who's going to be replacing Vikstrom. And if you remember, Vikstrom was also someone who was an Elite Four member in Pokemon X and Y, and he's going to be a Steel Stadium leader in the Galar region. And a lot of people were speculating that Vikstrom could have some type of connection with the Galar region because he looks like he is from the UK. So that's definitely a lot of stuff to take in, but just the possibility of going back to the Kalos region post-game and having all of these changes would be so insane to have, and I can't even imagine how cool this Pokemon game would be to see all of these characters and how they developed in 6 years. Like, that would make Pokemon Sword and Shield instantly one of the best games that I've ever played in terms of Pokemon. And I feel like that this would help a lot of people with the Kalos region too, because if you guys know me from my Discord or if you know me on Twitter and stuff, then you know that Kalos is my least favorite region of all time. It is my least favorite Pokemon region, and I mean, I don't hate the Kalos region. Like, I love every single Pokemon region, but for the sake of having a list, like if you asked me to rank them, then I would have to put something at the bottom because that's just how lists work, and so I would have to put Kalos at the very bottom. But for me personally, Kalos was just not a lot of fun for me, and I feel like a lot of that would have to do with just the fact that there were so many mysteries that were unsolved and a lot of things that confused me. And having a game like this that would clean up all of that stuff and like make it more understanding would make the Kalos region much more favorable, and I would probably like that a lot more. And then if we take a look at the last part that came with this post, it says here that you can do the first 3 stadiums in Galar in any order, and the types are going to be fire, water, and grass. So that would be really cool if you could do them in any order that you want, like those 3 stadiums. In the beginning, you can go in whatever route that you want. That would be really awesome. It would definitely add some uniqueness to everyone's playthrough. And then it also says here that AZ is linked to Sword and Shield box legends. He's used fragments of their body to help them develop the ultimate weapon. This would be crazy because this is just something that I feel like would help the Kalos lore so much. And that's one of the reasons why I don't like Kalos, because AZ just felt like such a random character in the game. We didn't really know anything about him. We just learned like how he had this floette, he used the ultimate weapon, and like there's not like a lot of lore and backstory behind him. So having something like this where we get to see more about AZ and learn how he used these legendaries to create something like that, like there's a lot of potential that's possible from just doing something like this, which is why I really hope that it turns out to be true, even though it probably isn't. And then finally, the last thing that it says here is that it's aiming for a November 22nd release, and that's to be expected. I mean, Pokemon games have always been coming out in November now, and it's always the Friday before Thanksgiving, so it would make a ton of sense if it's on November 22nd. And so this potential leak or rumor about the Kalos region being linked with the Galar region is really the big thing that I wanted to discuss in this video, but there's also something else that you guys keep sending me on Twitter, and I just wanted to debunk this really fast and let you guys know that it's fake, and that's about this potential image here of a special demo version that we have for Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now, I'll put the pictures up on screen so you guys can see them as well, but there's apparently a game cartridge with Pokemon Sword and Shield that has this special demo version in it, and let me tell you, just from the game cartridge, this is definitely a photoshopped game cartridge. It's definitely fake. There's no reason why they would have Sword and Shield on them. Like, I'm pretty sure that even like actual cartridges that had demo versions don't look like this at all. Like, they wouldn't have all of the colors and the designs and all of them. It would literally just be a plain cartridge. The second reason is that on the game cartridge, it says that the game is rated E, and there is no way that the ESRB has already rated this game because it's not even close to being done yet. So I'm pretty sure there's no way that the ESRB already rated this game. So that's another reason it's fake. And then if we take a look at the screenshot here of the special demo version, where it says here special demo version, this font is actually a very common font to use in Photoshop. Like, I'll see if I can even type something on screen with this font. It's very easy to find, and I really doubt that Game Freak would use such a common font from Photoshop in like their full version of their game, so that wouldn't make a lot of sense. And then also the last thing here is that it says press start on screen, but there's actually no start button anymore on your Nintendo Switch. Like, it's not like the 3DS and the DS where you were able to press a start button. Like, even in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, it says press the A button if you wanted to start from the title screen. So there's really no reason why it would say press start here. It would probably say press A. So there's a lot of reasons why this is definitely fake. And so yeah, a handful of you guys were sending this to me on Twitter and were like, Aero, talk about this, the game's gonna get data mined, it's gonna get leaked, and I figured I'd just let you guys know why it's fake. Now, I've actually got one more thing that I want to add into this video, and this actually came up while I was editing this current video, and it is something pretty important, so I do want to talk about it real fast, and that's about a supposed Pokemon that leaked from Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. So a few hours ago on 4chan, this video popped up about a supposed Generation 8 Pokemon, and it does look pretty well made. I mean, the fact that we have a video is already pretty impressive, because usually if we ever get fakes like this, it's mostly just like a blurry picture or something like that. But the fact that we have a pretty clear video and we can actually see some stuff is pretty impressive. And we can also see here that there is some good animating as well, like with the wings on this Pokemon. It's supposedly a bug and dragon Pokemon, which I'm pretty sure has never been done before. I thought it was done with Flygon, but I think Flygon is actually a ground and dragon type, so I don't think we've ever actually gotten a bug and dragon, which would be really cool to have. I think that would be a really cool type combination, and this does look like a pretty unique Pokemon. I would love to see what it evolves into, and like I said, the animating is done pretty well. It does look like a cool model, and so really the big reason that we have as to people thinking that it's fake is in terms of like the shading on the model, because the shading with the colors doesn't seem to match the style that we have going with how Pokemon Sword and Shield already look. So that's really one of the biggest reasons why people are saying that it's probably fake. And then one of the big reasons as to why people think that this could be real is if we take a look at the background of where the Pokemon is, you can see that it's a dark cave with some different colored diamonds that are glowing, and we've actually seen a location like this within Pokemon Sword and Shield's trailer, so that's why people are thinking that maybe this could be real. But of course, we've seen that fakes can easily be done. I mean, people have done very good fakes, so we're just gonna have to wait and find out. But as of right now, there has been no definitive proof if this is gonna be a real leak or if it's going to be a fake leak. And so there you go, guys, those are all the leaks and rumors that we have right now about Pokemon Sword and Shield and it possibly relating to the Kalos region. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please be sure to click that like button and also comment down below and let me know what you guys think of this. What do you guys think of this potential leak or rumor? Are you excited for it? What are some things that you guys would like to see in Pokemon Sword and Shield? Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know. If you're new to this channel, then please be sure to subscribe. I'm definitely going to have some more Pokemon content in the future, so please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Click on that bell to become a part of the notification squad. Go follow me on Twitter at Aero so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. And remember to enter my giveaway as well. I'm giving away an entire Super Smash Bros Ultimate DLC Fighters Pass, so definitely be sure to click the link in the description or the pinned comment if you want to have a chance to get every single DLC. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.